Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Simpsons tapped out ideas. I know I did the EPA one / the Dome idea. I'm not really going to count that. I was going to count that as an extra video because I tend to like to do my top 10s and stuff. I just kind of ran out of top 10 ideas at the minute. Wanting to do some more event ideas videos because I think they're not, I'm not going to say they're quite popular, but I think they're quite cool to do. So this is the idea. This is an idea I had ages ago. Someone mentioned Gravedigger Billy, and I've got an idea for him and Mrs. Albright as well. I don't know if someone mentioned Mrs. Albright. I honestly don't. I've had this idea for a while, so I wanted to do it, and I've put other ones forward because other people have wanted other ideas. So the first one is the first idea anyway is aging animal house, and this will come with Toot Toot. Toot Toot is actually Mr. Teeny's mum, a mother, and you know, she's a pretty old monkey, and obviously she's the one who kidnaps Bart. There was quite a cool episode revolved around her, so there is quite a lot of stuff they could do with her. And it's not like she's a really kind of a real background character. She is quite. I wouldn't say flexed out, but she's got quite a few things they can do with her. They can definitely add tasks for her. For sure. They could also, obviously, the aging animal house is where she kind of lives at. Another creature or another animal that lives there is actually Babe. I think they should have Babe as an NPC. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe add it with tasks. Maybe we could have some funny things with Spider Pig. I don't know, flirt with Spider Pig or something. I don't know. But Babe she's all like ugly and stuff. She's been seen twice. One as a cameo, and then one where she mentioned. It'd be pretty cool at NPC just to throw in there with this update, and I'd be pretty happy with that. The next idea is a pretty big one. Now, if you see here, this is the Royal Valhalla, is it? Valhalla, something like that. Basically, what I think they should do is, honestly, this episode was quite cool. They had lots of people who worked on the ship, and there were lots. There weren't just these four. But what I think they should do is they should have it just like the redwood tree, and just like the Money Mountain Burns, instead of them actually building the ship up a little bit, but not building up, kind of like cleaning it and stuff, and building up as in building up. I think you should be able to build the tree, because the redwood tree, that was just completely thought up. Growing that was just an idea they thought up of. It's the same with the Money Mountain. That was another idea that they tapped out creators. So why not actually create this big boat? It was quite a cool boat in the episode, and build it up like the Titanic, in a say. So you dock it, or you put it like, maybe it comes with some docks, and then the docks go eventually after you've the docks are a part of the skin, if you know what I mean, and then eventually they'll go after you've built it up. And you slowly build up the docks, and there's prizes for actually building it up. You don't get stupid animations or something like that. You actually get stuff. You actually get characters, so it can be built up obviously 4 times, I guess. And you get Captain Saltbart, as he's obviously the captain. As you can see there in the top left, and then Rowan Pridis, I don't know. He's the cruise director. Yeah, he's the second guy. And then you have Dave the lifeguard. He's pretty cool, so add him. And then Joey Scatzazone is another. I know they're all minor characters. I think only Dave is the only one who's appeared in more than one episode. But the reason I think it makes sense to do it is because it adds a little more, and although they are kind of minor characters, we're getting something a bit more out of it than just having the boat on itself. And honestly, I think that would be really, really cool. It'd be a really, really cool little sort of event, I guess. A little kind of like a little new feature, new ship to have. And I know the ocean is kind of a bit crowded. At least it is for me in terms of ships, which might be a problem, but you can always buy more ocean, I guess. You can always spread it out a little bit more, put some in the heights and stuff. So, I don't know. But I think that would be pretty cool to have. Moving on, the third idea is actually the one I mentioned. It's the City Morgue. Well, I didn't actually mention it comes to the City Morgue. But it's a City Morgue with Gravedigger Billy. Gravedigger Billy, he's only been seen once, really, apart from a cameo, little background cameos and stuff. He is, I think he's either Willie's cousin or Willie's brother, one of the two. And obviously we also have Groundskeeper Seamus, don't we? And we obviously have Groundskeeper Willie. So it'd be pretty cool to have the 3 parallels. Gravedigger Billy, Groundskeeper Seamus, and Groundskeeper Willie. 3 different similar looking people. And I think it'd be pretty cool to add him as well. He's pretty freaky looking as well. They could add him in I think the Halloween update would be probably the best thing to add him, seeing as he wasn't seen in the Halloween update, was he? But he kind of fits that kind of eerie, that undead sort of feeling, because he is a gravedigger, of course, and they mix with the dead. I mean, he's never been seen in the morgue, but no one else can really come with the morgue, to be honest. And it makes sense because you usually would, bring a body from the morgue to, the graveyard and then bury them there. Obviously obviously the cemetery's already been added, so his actual workplace you can't really get. But it makes sense that he would visit the morgue to actually collect the bodies. Well, unless you're collecting it from a church, it's a bit. Sometimes you collect them from a church, sometimes you collect them from the morgue, don't you? So I think it makes okay sense. And the final idea is actually Mrs. Albright with the Cathedral of the downtown. Now, she's never actually personally been seen at this cathedral, but we know that she did. We did get reference that Bart actually kind of forced her, because obviously he was Bart's Sunday school teacher. Kind of Bart forced her to kind of leave, and apparently she went to another church. We don't know what other church she went to, but you know, this is another church in Springfield. She probably wouldn't have moved out of Springfield because of Bart. I really said doubt her. I don't think she has anyway, because she was seen in cameos and stuff. But I think it makes sense just add it with another cathedral, with a cathedral maybe. I'm not too sure if it's. I'm pretty sure it's Roman Catholic. I'm pretty sure the people are Protestant. I know that doesn't really. I'm pretty sure the First Church of Springfield is. Yeah, it's definitely Protestant. I'm pretty sure this is a Catholic church. Well, yeah, it's a cathedral. Okay, I'm a bit rusty there, but I guess that's kind of maybe she turned Catholic because of that. She turned a bit stricter. She wanted a stricter version of Christianity after she showed Bart. I don't know. They could come up with that, or maybe she was visiting the church or something. I don't know. But I think it'd be pretty cool to get another church. And we've only got one. We've got a Buddhist temple. We've got a church. We really do need the synagogue, really. And I don't think there is a mosque in Springfield. But we definitely need some other religious buildings. And I guess a cathedral wouldn't be too bad. We do have the Notre Dame, don't we? Notre Dame. The thing that Seamus came with, that's kind of a churchy sort of thing. But it'd be cool to get another one, I guess. I'd be pretty happy with that. Nothing against that. So yeah, that's the sort of final idea. There's nothing really else that Mrs. Albright can come with, because obviously she works. When we see her in Springfield, she works actually at the First Church. So there's nothing she could really come with. So probably the best option for Mrs. Albright is just for her to come as a character on her own. But anyway, that's it for the ideas. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try and get this one out for you today, guys. So yeah, anyway, there's nothing much more to say. Thanks for listening as always, and tell me your ideas in the description. I know I've got a load of ideas. Just to say, I'm not going to get them all in the next episode. Not a chance. I'm going to try my best to get as many of them as you can, but of course it takes me a while to actually find an idea for some of them, because some of them just don't have an obvious building, don't have a building at all they can come with. Like Sarah Wiggum, that was a hard one to find. I eventually found something. Like the Everyman Homer costume that Raging Banana wanted, I found nothing for that actually would go for it. And I ended up watching the episode, and there is literally nothing that could actually come with that would make 100% sense. So I'll try and get it with a building that would make sense, but it's not going to make 100% sense, if you get what I mean, because they weren't actually seen at that building, just like Gravedigger Billy coming to the morgue. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.